some new life for me.
Start the new year right. Let saving and conserving be your catchwords. Every cent counts, even the copper and the $1 coins. So be sure you place them in a container and bring them to the bank once they've reached a sizable sum. Conserve on electricity by unplugging appliances and electronics when not in use, buying energy-efficient bulbs, and drying your clothes on the line instead of using a dryer. Water conservation is a must, so wash fruits and vegetables in a bowl, catch water to wash dishes, and invest in water-efficient showerheads and toilets. Your favorite magazine program starts right now with a word of advice followed by the news.
You shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Don't make diseases spread. Wash your hands with soap and water instead. Wash them regular or use a hand sanitizer. Make sure the germs them dead. Touching your eyes or your mouth or your nose. Wash your hands before you do things like those. After you use the bathroom before preparing food, come on, wash your hand them clean.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez and this is your JIS News for Monday, December 28. As the festive season continues, Jamaicans are urged to embrace peace and give special care to the less fortunate. In his 2015 Christmas Day message, Governor General Sir Patrick Allen called on Jamaicans to lay down the weapons of warfare and be at peace with each other.
In these ways, the murder rate will decline, road accidents too, and we will be more respectful of each other, and we can enjoy the benefits of our efforts to make Jamaica safe.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller and opposition leader Andrew Holness shared similar sentiments, even as they encouraged persons to look out for those in need.
Let us pay attention to those who need our care and support, the victims of abuse, the infirmed, the ailing, the shut-ins, and those with special needs, as well as our senior citizens.
Share your company with those who are lonely. Invite to your table those who are hungry. Reconcile with those with whom you differ. Love others as you love yourself. Let us remember that we are one. We are all family. One Jamaica.
Government is on track to announce the preferred bidder for the Norman Manley International Airport by January 2016. 5 companies were shortlisted for the privatization of the airport through a concession agreement. 2 local companies, Grace Kennedy Group and Jamaica Producers Group Limited, are part of 2 consortia shortlisted. Portfolio Minister Dr. Omar Davies says the preferred bidder has options that will benefit tourism interests in Ocho St. Anne.
That concessionaire is obliged to extend the runway to accommodate the new wide-body jets, etc. It's going to mean that hotels in Ocho Rios will have the option for receiving their guests either out of Montego Bay, out of Kingston, because it's perhaps going to be closer to get from Norman Manley to Ocho Rios.
Meanwhile, Dr. Davies has hailed the signing of an agreement to develop the Ocho Rios Fishing Village in St. Anne. It was signed by the Urban Development Corporation, UDC, the Port Authority of Jamaica, and the Sailors' Hole Fishermen Benevolent Society. Under the agreement, UDC will transfer lands on which the fishing village is located to the PAJ to develop an upscale facility and modern fishing bay.
The celebration of this tripartite agreement, I hope, demonstrates to other special interest groups, particularly those who are high worker content. I hope that this serves as an example of what is possible. It reflects what we should demand, not expect, but demand that government departments work together towards such objectives.
The new complex at the Ocho Rios Fishing Village will include a jetty for storing fishing boats, cold storage for fish, and areas for fishermen to clean and sell fish. Restaurants and sanitary facilities will also be constructed. The current occupants of the fishing village will get a total of $75 million as compensation for their stake in the area. 2 new community access points, CAP sites, will open in Flanker St. James and West Prospect St. Catherine in January 2016. It's part of government's plan to provide computer and internet access to individuals across the island. Funded by the Universal Service Fund, there are about 235 CAP sites across the island. Persons can apply for CAP sites in their communities at usf.com. If approved, the USF will provide the computers and pay the internet bill for up to 3 years. The USF is an agency of the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining. Students at the Escher Primary School near Lucé, Hanover will be more comfortable when waiting for public transportation following the construction of a pedestrian shelter near the school. Ground was broken in early December for the facility, which will also benefit residents of the Escher community. The pedestrian shelter will be funded by the Staff Association of the Grand Palladium Resort and Spa at a cost of $500,000. Mayor of Lucé and Chairman of the Hanover Parish Council, Winter McIntosh, says all fees in relation to the construction will be waived. He also thanked Mr. Leroy Peart and his team from Grand Palladium for undertaking the project.
And based on what Mr. Peart is saying, you will have it ready for the opening of school January of next year. And trust that you will take care of this facility when you shall get it.
And finally, government has accorded an official funeral to the late former Bishop of the Diocese of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, Reverend Dr. Neville D'Souza. The funeral will be held on Tuesday, December 29 at the St. Andrew Parish Church starting at 11 a.m. The service will be preceded by musical tributes commencing at 10 a.m. Interment follows at the church cemetery. The fourth Jamaican to lead the local church, Bishop D'Souza guided the ministry of the church for 21 years until his retirement in 2000. He died on December 12. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.
You as parish managers, you as regional managers know your role to do your inventory now, to see what you have and to mobilize the country. Outreach with communities, outreach with civil societies, outreach with the churches. That is what we are going to do. We are going to call on every single Jamaican. Look around your house, search your environment. Find this mosquito.
Join the fight. Eliminate the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Stop the spread of dengue and chikungunya. And keep Jamaica Zika free.
The latest stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister come your way next.
In today's Jamaica House Weekly.
Christmas is a time when we are reminded about what really matters in life. Family, friendship, fellowship, community, giving and receiving love.
On December 25, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller used her Christmas Day message to encourage reflection on the priceless lessons learned from Christmas. Among them, keeping watch over the nation's children, empathizing with persons who've lost loved ones, and taking strength from the Nativity story, which teaches that neither one's past nor present is their potential.
I encourage you to have peaceful thoughts toward your neighbors, your co-workers, and those with whom you differ politically and religiously. Christmas is not just a time of merriment, partying, shopping, and even fellowshipping with family and friends. It is a time to embrace the less fortunate, the stranger, people who are different from us. Let us pay attention to those who need our care and support, the victims of abuse, the infirmed, the ailing, the shut-ins, and those with special needs, as well as our senior citizens.
Mrs. Simpson Miller also used her message to salute the men and women of the security forces, the fire services, hospitals and nursing homes, and other essential services.
I am sure that you would like to be with your families, but you are out at work serving us. You exemplify the spirit of Christmas. Accept my thanks from a grateful nation.
He himself was not the light. He came only as a witness to the light. The true light that gives light to everyone was coming into the world.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller reading a verse from the Bible on Christmas Sunday. She was attending a service at the Boulevard Baptist Church in Kingston, which recognized the 200th anniversary of the birth of national hero George William Gordon and the 150th anniversary of the Morant Bay Rebellion.
We have come a far way since then, and we should ensure that the Charter for the Fundamental Rights 2011 is upheld based on equality of all and justice for all.
During the course of last week, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller held a number of Christmas treats for residents in Southwest St. Andrew. Benefiting mostly seniors, the events provided gifts, food and drinks, as well as a concert. And the Office of the Prime Minister has advised that government has accorded an official funeral to Dr. Neville D'Souza, the former Bishop of the Diocese of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, who passed away on December 12. The funeral will take place on Tuesday, December 29 at the St. Andrew Parish Church, starting at 11 a.m. The service will be preceded by musical tributes beginning at 10 o'clock. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next time for the latest stories coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister. Motorists, know your rights as road users. If you're stopped by the police in a road check, the police have the right to ask for your driver's license and vehicle documents. If you don't have the documents on you, you can ask for 5 days to provide them at a convenient police station. If you don't have vehicle insurance, you can be prosecuted and face the court. If you fail to renew the registration license, the police are entitled to seize your vehicle. If the police wish to search your vehicle, they should tell you the reasonable grounds for wanting the search. If you are given a ticket, sign it only if you plan to pay the fine and not contest the charge in court. And please be reminded, children under 18 years must wear a seatbelt, even if they are seated in the back. Know your rights. Knowledge of the traffic road code makes it easier to work with the police as they do their job to make the roads safer for you and everyone else.
Parents, did you know your involvement can make a difference in your child's education? Yes, by simply checking on their progress with teachers, assisting with homework, and playing a part in the school community, children are encouraged to do well.
All the studies show that parental involvement with their children in school leads to success. And there's no other way. Parents must take the time.
This next feature is for parents of 3 to 4-year-olds who are considering a school for their children to start their education. Take a look.
I'm a circle, circle, I want to be a square. I want to be a
Are you the parent of a soon-to-be 3 or 4-year-old? If it's not already, this will become your reality in a couple of months. You've begun to prepare mentally and financially, and you've probably started the process of selecting a school for your child. Now, as you help your child get ready for this next phase of life, here are some tips on what you need to know about the school registration process.
A is for apple, apple. B is for bull, bull.
Having decided on the school of your choice, you need to find out when they're having the registration, because you want to be on time, you don't want to miss out on the school of your choice.
Generally, registration for preschool or basic school begins anywhere between January and May each year.
G's for gorilla, gorilla.
You get your application letter. Attached to the application form will be a cover letter stating when we'll have orientation, when there are meeting, when it's registration. So you follow that. It also states categorically that if you miss one of these meetings, then you automatically give up your space because one leads to the other.
Having been told when the registration will be, you go to the school. They will give you the information that you need for registration. Usually you need birth certificate, immunization, and 2 photographs of the child, passport size photograph. There will be a registration fee, and you will be told when is their orientation.
Q is for question, question, R is for ring.
During the parents' orientation, we will have more documents for you to fill out. There's a medical that's required by the Early Childhood Commission that parents have to answer questions about, like medical history. You'll get your bank voucher, you'll get samples of the uniform, the patterns, and so on.
If, for example, we're taking a child who is a 4-year-old who is coming from another school, then that child would need to take a transfer letter, which we would have given to the parent in May when they come to take our time return.
A is for yellow, yellow, Z is for zoo.
That's the time you take your child in, you get a feel of the school, you ask the relevant questions and stuff like that.
The orientation for the students, now that's sometimes done in a summer program or in some schools just prior to the reopening of school in September. They will have an orientation day for the new students. But basically we find that having a orientation during the summer where they'll have more time, they will meet and interface with the teacher they'll have. They'll get accustomed to the classroom that they'll be in, bathrooms and so on. They are much more prepared.
I'm a circle, circle, I want to be a square. I want to be a triangle.
And that preparation begins at home. Help make the transition as smooth as possible. Moving from home or daycare to school is a big step. So start talking to your child about going to school. Make the conversation fun. Play dress up. Put on the school bag. Use a coloring book. Whatever it takes to get your child ready for this next great adventure.
Wherever you are, I'm a star, I'm a diamond, I'm an oval.
Jamaica, this is Kevin Downswell. We original. We're blessed. We have something about us that the world craves. We don't need to compromise. We don't need to rob. We don't need to thief nobody. Everybody who watch this have something unique in them that God placed in you, that was used to bring you favor, was used to bring you wealth. Find it. It's inside of you. Whether they're on the street side, something special inside of you. Whether they're at the bar or drink rum and you try to drink away your troubles, listen to me. And I say go. If you find that thing is what is the very thing that will bring you wealth, the very thing that will bring your life to a level you never imagined. Everybody out there have a choice. And my challenge to you is choose to do the right thing. Choose to not bust that gun. Choose to not smoke that weed. Choose the right thing. Your decision will create a habit, and your habit will create a future. That means if your decision is wrong every day, your future will end up being popped down. But if you decide that you're not going to do that, and you're going to stand up for the right, watch it. Your future big. You're blessed. Jamaica, you're blessed. Youth, you're blessed. Girl, you're blessed. Love.
A new year is fast approaching, and by next week, work and school will beckon for most. We want you to have a smooth transition back to your daily routine, so catch this quick and nutritious meal idea.
Breakfast is said to be the most important meal of the day. But how often have we been having breakfast? We've been skipping breakfast morning after morning. Do we really want to pass on this poor health practice to our children? I don't think so. So we've decided to get some help. The Granville campus of the Hartress NTA's Northwest TVET Institute has offered to render some assistance by giving us some quick and easy meal ideas that's fit for the entire family. Our facilitator today is sous chef Randy Plummer. Thanks for having us, Randy.
Hi Sandra, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Welcome to Granville campus. Today we'll be doing some healthy, nutritious meals just to give parents and caregivers a workable example of what they can do in no time.
So before we get into business, Randy, why is it so important for us to have a healthy breakfast?
Well, it's important to have a healthy breakfast because the body, throughout the night, the body loses all the nutrients that it would have gotten in the day. And what the breakfast does now, it introduces new nutrients to the body, giving the body energy so you can carry out given tasks throughout the day. Also, studies have shown where students who have, or children who have healthy breakfast, they tend to concentrate better in school or at their work.
Some of us parents can hardly find time to send our children to school on time, much less cook meals in the mornings. What do you recommend?
Well, there's a whole lot of easy breakfast ideas. Simple thing, just as a boiled egg with some tomatoes, introducing protein along with vitamin C. Another example, oatmeal porridge with raisins. Oats is a good source of fiber. Raisins a good source of vitamin C also. So there are many ways that you can do simple dishes that doesn't take much time.
Okay, so with that said, let's get started.
Okay. Welcome to our kitchen. Today I have assisting me, Sapphire. We're doing some easy breakfast meal ideas. The meals are so easy to prepare, so you can have your children assist you. Today we'll be preparing mackerel croquettes. The ingredients are mackerel, escallion, mixed vegetables, red onions, and white onions. Also, we'll be using the breading process. The ingredients for the breading process are flour, egg wash, and the breadcrumb. For children who suffer from celiac disease, instead of using our regular breadcrumb, you can use the gluten-free breadcrumb. So what we'll be doing now is basically adding all our ingredients and mixing them together. So first we'll add the sweet potato. And sweet potato is rich in iron and potassium. We'll add the mackerel flakes.
So Randy, how long does this meal usually take to prepare?
It doesn't take more than 5 minutes. So what I would suggest to parents who work and have no time to prepare the meals in the morning, prep all ingredients from overnight, pop them in the fridge, and then go ahead and deep fry them in the morning. And that will take the most 3 minutes. So what I'll have Sapphire doing now is just mixing the ingredients for me. Okay, well done, Sapphire. We'll now add some eggs for binding. Just mix the ingredients thoroughly. What we're going to do now is make some mini balls. So just squash everything together. It's almost the size of a golf ball. So we then coat it in flour, then egg wash, then breadcrumb. Sapphire is going to help me make one of the balls. Take up a small amount, squash it together. Squash it. Squash it with your hands like that. Squash it and just gently roll it. Well done, Sapphire.
Okay, and how many of these balls do you usually recommend?
Normally for age group 5 to 11, I would recommend 8 ounces. So you're looking at about 4 to 5 of these balls. And portion control is very important because the correct portioning of food alleviates obese children. You have a whole lot of obese children all across the world, and overeating is one of the main factors. And now we'll move to the fryer. We're going to fry these croquettes until they are golden brown. And this should take no longer than 2 to 3 minutes. And the taste is very great. So the mothers and single mothers who have a short period on their hands to prepare breakfast in the morning, this is one of the easier way to go. And it's very nutritious. As you saw, we had a lot of vegetables in there, along with the mackerel that is rich in omega-3. You know, omega-3 is good for heart health. It prevents against heart disease. If you are a vegetarian, you can use veggie chunks or veggie mince.
Quick and easy to prepare and also nutritious. Don't they look nice? Wow, this is really good. Come here, help yourself.
It's been 11 months.
7 years. 12 years.
Since I became the most important person in the world.
It's a big responsibility to know, say, her future is in our hands.
I have to tell him and show him that he is my number one.
I want to prepare them for life's journey. So as them grow, them know the difference between right and wrong.
I gotta make sure that we keep him out of bad company. Because if I don't raise him right, the streets are gonna raise him. I fail, she fail.
If me stumble, him fall.
Knowing I'm responsible for their future and they're responsible for Jamaica's future.
So I won't give up or allow her to quit. I'm gonna make sure I'm safe on the straight and narrow.
Me prefer to tell them no now than watch them regret it later.
Because to the world, I'm just another person. But to my child, I'm the whole wide world.
And that's our show. Keep in touch with us. Send us an email, visit our website, or join us on our social media pages. We also have a new mobile app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store. Remember, let saving and conserving be a way of life. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson, thanking you for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.